Welcome back to Your Darts, where we learn to do dart checkouts in our head. So I want to continue showing you examples of how to use a formula to make your dart checkout life a little easier. Continuing from the previous video, we're on the big 3-digit numbers, and in this case 135. So what do you do with that? We're going to throw out treble 20. Now I am investigating on my board management course, starting your checkout routine with different trebles, not just treble 20, going for treble 20, treble 19, 18, 17, 16, just to see if there's a little gem in there. So stay tuned for 135 on that one. But right now we're throwing treble 20. Why? Because treble 20 is our most common treble. We use it when we're scoring and we're creating that muscle memory, so let's use it when we can. So we're throwing treble 20. What's left from 135 after we've hit it? So the rule of 40 formula, as I like to call it, you add 40 onto the last two digits of any 3-digit number, in this case 135. So 40 onto 35, it reveals 75. That's your golden 44 number, your essential 2-dart finish. How do you take it out? You've got 2 darts. Now most people you will see go for 25 ball, and it's a bit of a rock star finish. You know, it's always fun to throw at the center of the board, but it's a smaller target. Now you do need to know how to take out 75 with 2 darts when you're throwing for a treble and a double, because it's a large target, right? And all serious players will know this way. So you've got 75, you're going to go for treble 17, which is 51, for double 12. Now the miss rule, or practicing for the miss, is what a concept I've kind of identified. Everyone does it, but essentially you have to recognize you're going to potentially, well, you will miss treble 17 and hit big 17 more times. Okay, you hit the big number more than you will hit the treble, right? So we add it to our practice routine. And to know what that will be, you would take 20 off 75, which is 55, and it's 17 we take it off, not 20. So we add that 3 more on, and it's going to be 58. Okay, so you need to know both ways, of course, but you definitely need to know the treble route because it just gives you more space to hit. Okay, now, so on our first dart, we're throwing for 135. We have to also assume that this miss rule comes into play here, and we hit the big 20. So take 20 off 135, it leaves 115. Okay, and you've got 2 darts left to take out 115. So with 115, so with 2 darts, we're going to be investigating this number with all the different trebles, but let's just pretend we went for treble 20 again. It's the same process. You add 40 onto the last 2 digits of any 3-digit number onto this one. So 40 onto 15 is 55. And you've got 1 dart left, and you may go for 15 for tops. Okay, that's probably what most people will do if they had 1 dart on 55. So it's really quite straightforward. It's always the same, no matter if it's any 3-digit number, high or low. You add 40 onto the last 2 digit, okay, and it reveals a good number. If it's past 120, it always reveals a golden 44 number, an essential 2-dart finish. If it's below 120, then it still reveals a decent way to finish, an easy way to work it out. Okay, I've gone through this before anyway. So that's 135, quite straightforward. Don't think about throwing out 135. You don't have to learn 135. You have to learn how to take out 75. I hope that makes sense. Number 136. Big number, but let's control it the same way. We throw in treble 20. Now we can investigate different trebles, but right now, treble 20. What's left from 136? You put 40. So such an easy little sum to do, isn't it? No big maths. 40 onto 36. It reveals this golden 44 number, essential 2-dart finish of 76. Now we've got 2 darts left to take out 76. That's why you need to know your essential 2-dart finishes, right? Makes sense. So there's a few ways to do this. A lot of people will stick at treble 20 for double 8, especially if you like this 8-16 area, hitting the big 20. So this miss roll hitting that big 20 would leave 56. You can also, it's a first dart indicator, so you can also go, so 76 treble 16 for double 14, hitting the big 16 will leave 60. If you're not familiar, if you want to check your maths, just add 16 back onto 60. And it leaves, you come back to this 76, okay, just in case you're doubting your maths, and you will do to begin with, but practice makes perfect. Okay, another way to take out, it's a double. You'll see some pros go double 19, and that adds up to 76. Crazy people, why would you do that? But people do that. I also like a double for if I've got 76 with 2 darts, but my double is at the top of the board. I would go double 18, which is 36, which leaves 40, so double 20, my strong double. So if you can get to your strong doubles, you're going to kind of go that way, aren't you? And the reason I'm going to do it, so I've got 2 darts to take out 76. I'm going to be careful not to go outside the board because I'll just be burning a dart. So I would aim a little bit towards this lower line, lower wire, because if I hit double 18, great, I'm on double 20. If I hit the big 18, it leaves 58, and I've got 1 dart left at 58. So I'm in the same area. I'm going to go for my single 18 for double 20 when I come back. So it's controllable for me, and I quite like going that way. So that's 3 good options to take out 76 if you've got 2 darts. Now let's just clear this a little bit so we don't get too confused. Now we're going for treble. We're going for 136, aiming for treble 20. Now if the miss rule, so if we hit going for treble 20, you miss it on our first dart, hit the big 20. You just take 20 off 136, 116. Okay. And if we're going to stick for this example today, we're going to stick with, if we're going to carry on throwing at treble 20 for this, which is still a valid thing to do, you would just put 40 onto these 2 digits, just as we put 40 onto these 2 digits. But 40 onto 16 is 56. And you've got 1 dart left at 56. So you're probably going to go for 56, you're probably going to go for a single 16 for double top, or you can go a single 20 for double 18. Just be careful of that treble 20, so think about aiming high. But that's pretty much the way I would take out 136. So again, I'm going to keep repeating this. You're never really learning 136, you're learning the golden 44 number of 76. Okay, so that's how to take out 136. Number 137, again, big number. I remember when I first started learning these are really numbers that you just start, oh, I'll just try and hit a treble and then work it out from there. But again, let's have a plan. Treble 20 for the first dart. What's left from 137? We're adding 40 on to 37, so 77. All right, easy. That's the golden 44 number, 77. If you learn these first, you know what's coming next. So the 2 ways to take out 77. You may well go, oh, I quite like treble 19 because it's 57 and I finish on double 10, a strong double for me. Hitting the big 19 would leave 58. So this miss rule, missing this treble 19, hitting the big 19 would leave 58. But if you're a 16s player, if you like to finish this side of the board and you got 77, you're going to go for treble 15 for double 16. You can remember that a little bit because it's like 15 and 16. That might help you in some way. But a little bit of practice and you'll get there. Okay, hitting the big number on this one. So if you're going for treble 15 on 77, if you don't know how to work it out, just take 20 off 77, so 57. And it's 5 more we've got to add on. It'll be 62, so it would leave you 62. Okay, so so that's pretty much, so for our first dart, if we're going for treble 20, we have to do the miss rule on this one. So we're assuming we will miss treble 20, put it in our practice routine, so we're ready for it and we're not thinking and adding up. 20 off 137 is 117. And if we've got 2 darts left, if you want to throw out treble 20 for that one, it was the same process, put 40 onto 17, 57, you'd have 57, and you only have 1 dart left. So again, you're probably going to go a single 17 for double 20 when you come back. But I want to really make these simple as possible, and you just learn the 2 dart finishes. That's what changed my whole darting game when I stumbled across that. So to the last example of the day, 138, same thing. We're going to throw a treble 20. Okay, and what's left from 138? You put 40. So you can either do it as you're waiting for your turn, or you can do it as you're walking up to the board, because it's quite easy to do, and it would leave 78. Okay, and you've got 2 darts left to take out 78. And the 2 dart finish for 78 is treble 18, which is 54 for double 12. Hitting the big 18, so this miss rule, hitting the big 18, you would literally take 18 of 78, so it leaves 60. Okay, so that's a decent manageable number to work out in your head and to also throw for, isn't it? A single 20 for tops. Always thinking about aiming high so you don't bust yourself out on that treble 20. Now on our first dart, we're throwing at treble 20. Again, this miss rule, such a important concept to understand and practice. Take 20 off 138. It would leave 118 with 2 darts left, Again, if you're going to throw it for treble 20, even though we will be investigating different trebles for this number in my board management course. Too many plugs. Okay, so put 40 onto 18, so they would leave 58 with one dart. So you're probably going to go a single 18 for tops when you come back. Anyway, so really easy. Even though these are big numbers, they're not scary when you break it down like that. So you're not learning 138, you're learning 78. Okay, so I hope you're enjoying the practice. We always need practice, right? And I hope you're getting something from this, and I hope it's maybe opening your eyes to how to check out and realizing it's not voodoo magic. It's not a secret school for people to go and learn, because it's very hard to find out exactly how to do it. I hope this is helping people on the journey of checking out. Coming next time, we're going to carry on with more examples, because why not? We're going to be covering more board management, so finding out which is the best treble to start a checkout routine with for these numbers. And I want to go through at some point, I want to do some maybe my top 5 fancy dart finishes, and also show you how you can maybe create a few of your own. Thanks again for watching. Take care for now.